Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Ron at SceneGrinder, and this is the second in the series talking about how you can customize SceneGrinder to work with any RPG system. Now, in the first video, we talked about these things called templates, and templates are where you define the things that make up a character. So it'll be things like ability scores, spell saving throws, if you're talking about 5e, the ability to learn spells, the ability to gain equipment, all those sorts of things. And in this video, we're going to talk about the other part, which is tables. And tables where we define all of those detailed things that characters can learn or acquire. And once that's done, then you can add those to your individual characters. So let me go ahead and switch back to show you a template real quick. Now, again, just a quick overview. In the template, you define the broad categories of information that can be part of a character. So each of these is going to basically correspond to a tab on your character sheet. And then within each category, you define some details. So in this case, I'm just going to talk a little bit about armor. So this is armor that you can give to your characters. And so I'm going to come back to this and explain these formulas in a little bit more detail in just a second, but let me show you the tables that are associated with this armor in the character sheet. So the first thing, as you know, in 5e, there are 3 types of armor. There's light, medium, and heavy, and there's also a 4th called shield. And you can see these listed here. And then for each type of armor, you've got a maximum amount of dexterity bonus that you can apply to it. So this is just coming straight out of the 5e SRD. So that's armor types. And then you've also got armor. And so for the armor, you've got the name, cost, armor class, and the type, and a number of other columns over here. So the way this works is in the template, you link to this information so that when you're on the character sheet, it'll default everything for you. So, and I'll show you how that works in the character sheet in just a second. But so right now we've got, for armor, you've got a base AC, you've got a max dex, and then you've got an adjusted AC. Okay, so let's take a look at the base AC calculation. So again, as I mentioned before, adding customization, SceneGrinder, the technical skill level is about what you would need to do for basic formulas in Excel. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to do LU stands for lookup. So that's like doing a VLOOKUP in Excel. And we're going to be looking on the armor table. And this says for whatever the player has selected, which is this information here, then go to the armor table, and based on the armor type, grab the armor class. So that's how the base AC is going to be set. Then you've got a max dex, and again, very similar. It's going to be doing a lookup. This time it's going to look in the armor types table, and based on the armor type that the player has selected, it's going to check the max dex bonus, and that will help it determine how much of a dex bonus you get with that armor. And then at the end, it's going to do adjusted armor, which is going to be taking into account both the max dex bonus and the base AC, and this other thing called additional bonus, which I'll talk about in just a second. So again, these formulas are going out to the armor type table and the armor table. Now let's look at it from the player's perspective. So I'll go back to Untilla. I'll go ahead and open up her character sheet directly to the armor tab. And as you can see, she currently doesn't have any armor. So I'll click add. And again, this was just, this armor information came directly from the 5e SRD. We just downloaded it. And let's go ahead and give her some hide armor. As you know, hide armor is medium. Her dex is actually 17, which would normally give her up to a 3 armor bonus. Let me pop back over here real quick. So hide armor has a base armor of 12, and it's medium. But for medium armor, you only get up to 2 of your dex bonus. So going back to Untilla again. So even though the base AC is 12 for the armor, and her dex bonus would normally be 3, which would bring it up to 15, SceneGrinder correctly adjusts it down to 14 because of the max dex restriction. Now this other field, additional bonus, this is just a free-form field for you to enter other bonuses for your armor. Same thing with weapons and stuff. and such. So this could be if it's magical armor, or maybe it's finely made armor or something like that. You can give it additional bonuses. But you can say I put 2 in there and it bumped it up from 14 to 16. Then all you do is equip the armor and close the screen down. And now if you look over here on Antilla, her armor class is now listed as 16. So hopefully this will give you an idea of how Scene Grinder makes it a lot easier for the player and the GM to maintain character information, and that it's not very technically difficult to set all this up as a customization for a game system within Scene Grinder. And that's it for this video. Thanks everybody. Bye.